diving for a dream. Scintillas in the stream, hoping for what's true. I'm trawling for honor in this shallow pool. Borealis starlit crown arches over the Puget Sound. Berenice's hair drapes the horizon to the air. Where is my lucky star tonight? The seventh sister of the Pleiades walks in beauty like the night. Oh, that is best, dark and now lost to me. Only trust in the northern star. That's the only point that's fixed. I once believed in love. Even love cannot bridge this rift. Where is my lucky star tonight? The seventh sister of the Pleiades, who walks in a beauty like the night. All that is best, dark and bright. Now lost to me. Now lost to me.
Night Dreams Talk Radio, After Dark, wants to give a big shout out to all the truckers that listen to our show. Night Dreams Talk Radio Network brings you the World Paranormal News with James Creechbaum. Now, the latest news.
I'm James Creechbaum with the Paranormal and World Changes News. Well, the CDC says 47 deaths and 2,290 illnesses now linked to vaping. Just last week alone, there was 5 more deaths and 100 more illnesses reported. It's supposed to be a safer alternative to smoking, but it doesn't sound like it. I think they need a lot more research into this, so you might want to think twice before you start vaping. Also, hundreds sign up to storm Australia's Area 51. Now, if that wasn't bad enough here, they're going to do it in Australia also, supposedly. The destination they've chosen is a place called Pine Gap. It's a U.S. satellite surveillance base that some regard as Australia's answer to Area 51. The base is jointly run by the NSA, CIA, and NRO. I strongly suggest do not charge this place. Again, I don't think that would be a wise decision. Now, also in the news, a Texas caregiver, 59, was attacked and mauled to death by a pack of wild hogs while outside a home where she takes care of an elderly couple in Texas. And she was sanguinated, and she died of her injuries because of these wild feral hogs. There's been a long history of a problem in Texas with these wild feral hogs, but it's very rare that they've killed people. I think it's only like the 6th or 7th time that this has happened. But condolences go out to the family. You shouldn't go to help an elderly family and get out of your car and get attacked by feral hogs and die. I mean, that's awful. Also in the news, the White House was briefly on lockdown after aircraft entered restricted airspace. That happened on Tuesday morning after an aircraft entered restricted airspace in the Washington area. Not much has been, it's kind of classified, so there's not much else to say other than there was an aircraft in their airspace and it was on a lockdown. Again, I would not suggest flying in that airspace. Not a good idea. Mongolia's disappearing ice patches threaten both the past and the present. Well, climate changes. Mongolia, it's a very cold desert, and the ice patches have been melting rapidly, like everywhere else, like the Arctic and Greenland and other places in the world. And what it's doing is bringing the soil is becoming very mushy, and it's bringing out stuff, animals and like stuff that archaeologists would like to look at and paleontologists. And being a lot warmer and mushy, it's going to deteriorate a lot faster. So it could lose a lot of evidence or a lot of things to learn there. So that, this warmer globing is affecting even Mongolia. And the next news break will be at the top of the hour.
You can advertise your business on Night Dreams Talk Radio, and you will be heard worldwide. Why not contact us at nightdreamstalkradio@gmail.com. Good evening or morning, depending on your time zone. From the Pacific to the Atlantic to you worldwide. Get yourself a cup of Java and find a comfy, easy chair. And get ready for Gary and his guest on Night Dreams Talk Radio After Dark. And now, here's Gary.
Well, here I am, and it's Tuesday. Tomorrow is Wednesday, or today is Wednesday. Today is Wednesday. I am losing days, James.
I got news for you. Today's Tuesday.
Okay, well, I was thinking my daughter's home today. She's normally off from her job at the hospital every Wednesday, but they must have switched. And I was thinking it must be Wednesday because she's home and she's not normally home. Anyway, we got this real great message from one of our listeners. Basically, what is going on, he's having some issues where he kind of felt suicidal. And, he went on about, his work and home life and, all this stuff is putting a big strain on him. And I guess what he basically is saying is he listens to our show. He likes what we do. We are a little joking the first hour of the show, where me and you talk back and forth and do the wacky news. And we're a little bit silly, and then we get serious with a guest. And he feels like he's part of the family of the show. And he's from Scotland, by the way. And I just want to say thank you for that. It really touched my heart because up to now, I never thought, people might have emotional problems of something going on in their life. And, listening to the show, if it brings you a little bit of joy and happiness and entertainment, as I always say it, well, then I guess we're doing our job. And, I want to thank you again. And, we're all just a happy family on the show, actually.
Yeah, that really hit me. I was like, wow, I always say we touch people's lives in one way or another. Either they hate us or love us, or maybe they learn something or laugh or whatever it may be. But yeah, it was very touching, and I'm glad we could help them out.
And everybody has ups and downs. There's always parts of somebody's life that they're not going to be happy with, and it can last them a day, a week, or two. Maybe a loss of a spouse or a family member, or a divorce or something, and your world comes crumbling down, and you don't know what to do. And then it gets better. But I hate to say it. Life is like a ball. It goes up and down, up and down. So, 1 minute a person could be depressed and maybe want to end it all. Don't do it. Because you know what? The next couple days or a week or even 20 minutes from now, something can happen and you'll be up on the upswing. But that's life. I mean, I got a funny feeling a lot of people sometimes in their life have said, I wish I was dead. I mean, let's face it, we all have our, bad moments in life, and we have to learn to, just take each time and be focused. Like when I fell back in June 16th, I couldn't do anything for first month because I lost my knee, a ligament in my knee. I sprained my leg. I sprained my back. I sprained up the upper part of the back. It was horrible. I couldn't, and my the sciatic nerve was inflamed. And I mean, every time I moved, I felt like somebody was putting 220 volts into my back. The spasms was so bad. But you know what? I sat there for that month and I started thinking, what could I do to, because I was sitting there thinking, oh my God, my life is over with. Maybe I'll be in a wheelchair the rest of my life. And I'm slowly getting to the point where I can even with a walker, but at least I can get to point A to point B. But I just look at, I focused on my show when I've been screwing up on the show, because I've been in radio for years and years. I was retired for 10 years, and I kind of lost the swing of doing a talk show, especially doing everything by myself. I don't have an engineer. I don't have all these people helping me. I have to do all this stuff, and it was really hard. And I really didn't get into the swing of it here to about a month or a month and a half ago. And then, the radio station said, hey, we want more than 3 hours. We want 4-hour format. And I was scared to death to do that, people. I was. It's not the easiest to get guests on, good quality guests every single night. And trying to keep the standards up on what I have for a talk show now it's not like it was 2 months ago or the last 2 years. I'm trying to bring you the very best in the paranormal, be it like tonight. We got 2 great guests on. And, we've had great guests on. Occasionally we'll get a stinker. But what can we say? We just move on with that one, don't we, James? No, don't mention days or who, okay?
No, I would never do that. But, it's like I always say, not every day can be the 4th of July. But however, there's more 4th of Julys than there are, morning days. So it's good. And you know what? Even though we have lemons, we still make lemonade out of it best we can. That's what we do. Yeah,
you're right. But I just remember back 2 years ago, I had a guest on vampires, or not vampires, zombies. He wrote a book on zombies. His publisher contacted me like every day. This is a great book. This is a great book. Okay. You know how publishers are. They're like my agent. Sorry, Larry. But I mean, they're sitting there trying to sell their client. Like prostitution almost. Saying how great this book is and how great an author he is. And I get the guy on. And, the first thing I get his name and I go, how many books have you wrote? Oh, this is my first book. It took me a year to write it. Okay, I figured, it's starting out good. And I said, well, can you tell me something about your book? Oh, I can't do that. I don't want to divulge anything in the book because nobody will want to buy it. Right then, I had him booked for 2 hours. I tell you, James, I was sweating bullets and everything else you could sweat out. I'm going, oh, my God. I got a guy that his publisher wants him to be on the show, talk about his book about zombies. And then I think I got a little bit out of the guy where, it's a brother and sister and the parents got ate up and that's pretty much it. I sat there for 2 hours and tried to remember every zombie movie I ever seen.
I remember that show. It almost becomes like you become a police detective and you got them down for a question and you keep asking the same question. You work hard for it and finally they trip up and they talk about their book.
No, he didn't though. That was the problem. The guy didn't want to talk. He wouldn't talk about his book. And I'm going, wow, this is but the people loved it because they got it. I had my one son on behind the other microphone helping me out because I was panicking. And it was like 2 hours of silliness about zombies, but people loved it. I had the biggest donations that